So the next of the eras is going to be the Heian Age, and the Heian Age is from the year 780 AD to 1100 AD. And now you might notice that there was a gap between the years, and in this time, this is when Japan begins to kind of settle and kind of people will stop moving from hunting and gathering into starting being into cities and villages and things like that. And what happens is the Heian Age ends up becoming the golden age of Japanese culture and life. And so that means that this is the era where Japan becomes its most Japanesest, for lack of a better term. And so what happens at 250 AD, remember I referred to clans, a clan called the Yamato clan goes and unites all of Japan under one clan. And during this time, it's when Japan starts to identify itself, have its identity. And Japan, being that it was so late to the party, it borrows a lot from a lot of these other Eastern Asian cultures. So Japan is heavily influenced by Korea, China, and Mongolian cultures when it begins to develop its own sense of identity. But in the end, the Heian Age becomes this golden age of culture. And we see big advancements in art, technology, architecture, religion, writing, and music. And so if we're looking at this slide here, you can see this is an example of what the style would be like for a woman in the Japanese imperial court. And you can see here this garment that she wears. This is called a kimono. And the kimono is a very traditional Japanese garment. Every girl, as a coming of age symbol, is supposed to get a kimono, and usually they're bright colors and have natural elements on them. Like you see here, this painting would have had some different kinds of plants and things like that on it. And so this is traditional to what a woman would look like in the Heian Age court. It was more of a peaceful time. There wasn't a lot of war going on. This picture is of a Japanese building that I think kind of captures the fact that they borrowed a lot from other cultures. If you look here, you see this kind of squared off style of wooden architecture here. This is more traditional to what you would see in like Chinese buildings. And then if you look at the style of the roofing with the flared edges, that's a little bit more Mongolian. So you can kind of see this picture does a good job of showing you how their architecture, as they go to develop what is Japanese architecture going to look like, they borrowed a lot from these other neighboring countries. This is what a warrior would have looked like during the time. This was not quite the era of the samurai. We're going to get to that next. But this is what a member of the warrior class would have looked like. It would have been with different kinds of leather and maybe some chainmail in the helmet as far as it goes, with the bamboo staff here. And so a little bit more kind of artistic in their elements here. And one thing I want to point out is the tale of Genji. For the ladies, this is actually the first novel ever written, and it was written by a woman. I know we hear a lot about the accomplishments of men throughout history and things like that. The first novel ever written was The Tale of Genji by Lady Murasaki Shikibu. And this was it was a novel that tells about life in the imperial court. And so it really is a great resource today for us as historians, to know what life was like in imperial Japan during the Heian Age. It was a story of a woman within that imperial court. So if you want, I'm sure they have it at the library if you want to go and read that. But I have heard that it's not the most exciting of books, however. So just kind of recapping here, the Heian Age, like I said, 780 to 1100 AD, the Yamato clan unites it, influenced by Korea, China, and Mongolia. It's the golden age of culture with big advancements in art, technology, architecture, religion, writing, and music. And The Tale of Genji was the first novel ever written, which provided insight into life in Japan.